right, now that we have shaded our eye, we've looked at all of the parts that we see in front of us, we've shaded the eyelashes, we are now onto the brow. So let's talk about just the shape of the brow. I started to draw a line up here a few days ago, or last time I recorded this. I'm just going to erase that right now and start fresh. So if maybe you drew a brow and you're realizing after watching this that the shape might just be off or it might just be too wide or something like that, you can always just erase and restart. So what I'm going to start by doing is just drawing up a vertical line from the corner of my eye, lightly blocking that in there. And then I really do need to look at the distance between, say, the tear duct and where that hair begins, where that brow line begins. Or look also where the brow is in comparison. Let me move this up a little bit here so you can see here. Look at the distance between your tear duct and where the brow starts, and the distance between, say, the crease of your eye and the brow. How far apart are they? And we're going to try to mimic that shape. You'll also notice how far apart is the corner of your eye from the brow as well, and how much further out does that brow come in comparison. Usually just a little bit beyond the corner of the eye. So these are some things we want to look for. So first thing, I start by drawing a line vertically up from about my tear duct. Again, sometimes our brows will come in a little bit closer to our nose or go more in towards the eye. It's really all depending on just how your hair grows. Everyone is different. So what I'll do is I'm noticing that when I look in the mirror at my brow, it goes pretty straight across up until probably about halfway through the eye. And then once we get to halfway, there's a curve that happens around the brow bone. Everyone has a different brow bone, so just match what you see there. And then, like I said, just going to go ever so slightly beyond, there it is, ever so slightly, beyond the curve of the outer eye right here. Okay, so framing that. Did you get it right? Does that look like the shape around your eye, or does yours go straighter across or higher? Do you have a higher arch, lower arch, whatever it is, do your best to match that. Okay, so now that I've blocked that bottom part in, what I actually like to do, rather than drawing the shape of the brow, is I like to just look in the mirror and kind of mimic the shade that I see. So you can see I'm just kind of shading in by holding my pencil on its side and blocking in that area rather than drawing a heavy, harsh outline of the brow. Okay, so you can see here I did draw an outline. I did try to draw it light. So if you prefer outlines, just make sure you're drawing that light. But personally, I like to just block in a little bit of a shadow. And then what I can do there is I could begin to look at the direction the hairs grow. And I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on my pencil when I begin, and then I just lift that pressure off. Personally, I have very light eyebrows, so when I get out to the side here, unfortunately, I don't really see much hair right there, so I will kind of disperse that. I will just kind of stop drawing as we get further out. Okay. And that's pretty much it on the brow. My suggestion now for you at this point is, now that you've blocked everything in, you can take this time to kind of smooth things out, look back in the mirror and see, was there something that I could have darkened more? So you can see here, I'm just kind of starting to darken the shade within the eye here. I can start to pull my shade out even further and start to make that shadow that goes around the eye and up to the nose. And where is it darker? Maybe I can push the darker shade here even darker. I'm looking in the mirror right now and noticing this area right under my brow for some reason just gets a little bit lighter, so I can kind of lighten that up. So it's all a matter of adding and taking away. Okay, so I just placed my pencil down and it kind of, I don't know if you noticed, those lines started to come out quite scratchy because of the new direction I was holding my pencil in. I can just go back over that and smooth it out. If it got too dark, I can always lift it with my pencil later. But, just adding a little bit of shade in there right now, starting to darken any areas that I feel like need a little bit more shade. And you can go beyond, obviously, after you shade your left eye, you're going to want to go on over to your right eye, so that you have something like we're looking at here. And you can add shade going from the eyes towards where the bridge of the nose is. If we look at in between our eyes, our nose comes out further, so usually that area will be lighter. Okay, so have fun with adding some lashes and some brows If you do not get it right the first time, don't get discouraged. Maybe just kind of like I did here, right underneath your first drawing, draw a second pair of eyes, or maybe add a little bit more shade and then take away. Trust the process here. This is not a drawing that's supposed to be done in the 5-minute time that it just took me to even just show you the lashes. It should be something that is a bit more time consuming. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I am very much looking forward to seeing your end results.